How's it going, everyone? Spencer with CFSM Media coming to you with another video from America Fest 2022. In this video, I interview Ben Berquam from Real America's Voice. He's got a good law and border playlist that he's got on their website right now, so I highly recommend you guys check it out. We talk a little bit about the work he's been doing along the border, covering all the illegal immigrants that have been coming up, the drugs, the cartel stuff, all that good stuff. We talk about that. We talk about the elections and just some other current events and other issues. But Ben's a great journalist. Lucky to know him. And I appreciate you, as always, for taking the time to do an interview with me. So, a little late to getting this out and edited, but here we go. Let's roll the clip. Ben Berquam. How you doing? Oh, yeah, that guy over there.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good day, good event. Day 3, but these events they're great. They're exhausting, but it's also you kind of get the full circle. You see how bad it is in America. Obviously, the reporting we do, the work we do, we see a lot of that. But you also get the good side of that, where you have people from all over the country coming together, all battling to save this country, and not quitting until we do. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're out here a lot. I always see you at various events, the Trump rallies. You're down there in Pinal County, along the border, everywhere else. Following what's going on, like the craziness.
Yeah.
I mean, the drug smuggling, the human smuggling, all that stuff. So, can you give my viewers an update on what you're working on down there in Arizona?
Yeah, I run Frontline America. That's my organization, and I do a show called Law and Border on Real America's Voice News, and we basically embed with law enforcement. We used to embed with Border Patrol, but since Biden took over, they don't let us do that anymore, and so we ride with sheriffs and police officers, and one of the guys I ride with is Sheriff Lamb, and obviously they heard about his son and his granddaughter passing away, and it's just an absolute. You think about these guys; they sacrifice everything. The same people that the left vilifies, BLM's out there and they're saying defund the police. These guys are heroes. They're American heroes. They put their lives on the line every single day, and now on top of just having to do their regular jobs, they're having to secure the border because Joe Biden and the Democrats are aiding and abetting the cartels on the invasion into our country. It's unprecedented. We're talking about 5 million illegals that we know of that have come through since Joe Biden took office. Border Patrol says they may only be catching a third of what's actually coming across. So we're talking tens of millions of illegal aliens who do not have America's best interests in mind. Most of them are coming across as economic migrants. They want a better life. They want a better job. They're claiming fake asylum because they've been coached by our leftist organizations, NGOs, non-governmental organizations, who we pay for to come in and basically undermine our asylum process. And we ended up paying for it. But as these fake asylum seekers are coming across, you also have the bad actors, the cartel members, the drug smugglers, the human traffickers, modern day slave traders who are coming across, and terrorists who are coming across as well. So it's an absolute utter disaster, and it has been orchestrated, perpetrated intentionally by Joe Biden, Washington, D.C., and the enemies within who are unfortunately running our government right now.
I mean, great argument for the deep state there and what they've been doing. I know one theory of mine, which has been shared a lot, is why do you think these administrations, right, have been busing illegals all over the country, right? The only thing I can think of is they want to give them amnesty, and they secure that voting base.
It's already happening. So what Joe Biden has done, and this kind of has gone unreported, about 6 months ago, they directed through Washington, D.C., to the immigration courts to just start arbitrarily dismissing the asylum claims or the asylum cases. And what that means is, if you're requesting asylum, that asylum case is dismissed, it means you are allowed to stay. You are allowed to apply for a visa, and within 5 years you can have get citizenship. You can get a green card and get citizenship. So it's de facto amnesty. Whether or not this lame duck session of Congress provides any amnesty to the illegals, what Joe Biden is doing right now through the immigration courts is already doing it. So within 5 years, the illegals that we're bringing across right now could potentially be voting, and it's all on purpose. The scary thing is, we just had a report come out. Heritage Foundation did some geo-tracking of the illegals that are coming through these organizations like Catholic Charities and Lutheran Charities. 70% of them are going to red congressional districts. That's where they're ending up. So they're coming across, we're paying these NGOs to do it, hundreds of millions of dollars, and then those NGOs are distributing these people across America, 70% of which are going into red, conservative, Republican congressional districts, which within 5 years, if their case is dismissed, could be voting in our elections. It's treason. I mean, it's treason. It's breaking their oath. It's treason against their oath to uphold and defend the Constitution from enemies, both foreign and domestic, and it's all on purpose.
Right, and I remember Project Veritas, they just had that new whistleblower come out from DHS. Same type of thing we're talking about here, and it's crazy.
Well, it's modern day slavery as well. The same people that are talking about the 1619 Project, talking about slavery from 400 years ago, are ignoring the fact that there are more slaves today in America than there ever have been in human history. I mean, that should shock it. There are more slaves today in America than there ever have been in human history. That's shocking, and you hear nothing from anyone.
And the biggest impact I would see too, obviously besides just the impact it can have on our elections if these people get citizenship and everything else, is the people that are trying to come here legally.
Yeah,
they're doing it the right way. Their court cases are now going further and further back because they don't have the manpower to hear them. We're just going to push your case, and by that time, well, if we can't hear your case, you have to go back to your home country, and
or you never get here in the first place.
Or you never get here in the first place,
the legitimate and the sad reality is my wife came. Her family, they were refugees from Laos, escaping communist Laos. They had to be sponsored. They had to have a family in America that was willing to sponsor them, say that they'd pay for them, that they wouldn't be a drain on society. They were a legitimate asylum case, and there are many of those, millions of those around the world. There's a reason why we initially started that process, but that program has been so bastardized that it's really unworkable now, where anyone who comes across, the people that actually need asylum are overlooked because they're being cut in front of the line by all of these fake asylum seekers that are coming over. And it's sad because my wife's family benefited from it, but at this point we need to totally do away with the refugee resettlement program. That program is completely broken, and I would say one of the first things Congress needs to do, besides defunding these NGO organizations, national or non-governmental organizations, that has to happen. Number one, you have to defund these organizations, and we have to do away with the refugee resettlement program until we can figure out a solution, something that actually will work to not be undermined. But honestly, with the millions and millions of people that are here already, I would say we really need a moratorium on it until America decides that this is in the best interest of America. That's all of these decisions should be made from that perspective. America first. Is this in the best interest of American citizens? And the citizens should be able to decide. The number one group of people that are outraged at what's happening, Joe Biden, what's happening on our southern border, are legal immigrants. They come to me all the time and they say, this is not why we came to this country. We came to this country to get away from communism, from socialism.
Turning into communism.
And the Democrats in America are turning our country into that. And again, it's not anti-immigrant. It's pro-America. We have to come from the pro-America standpoint, and every single representative that swears an oath of office should have that same perspective. If they don't, they shouldn't be in office.
I mean, there was a lady I was talking to outside of the Maricopa County Assessor's Office when they were doing, or MC Tech, when they were doing the counting, and she was out there talking to me saying, hey, I escaped communism. I escaped China.
I hear it all the time.
And we're turning into China right now. I'm glad that this lady is trying to be out there and shining a light, but the problem is none of when I say major news, I'm not talking you guys. I'm talking the
CNN,
corporate,
MSNBC, all of the, it's propaganda media. We call it mainstream. It's propaganda.
Yeah. Fourth arm of the government.
Yeah, it really is. And unfortunately, look at we're in the situation we're in because of a collusion. You want to talk collusion? They say that
Twitter, all that.
Social media, education, government, the courts, the justice system, all of it has been taken over by socialist, communist, globalist, leftist, godless. The church, even you look at what's happening with the woke church. I mean, they're not churches anymore. They're what Jesus called them, synagogues of Satan. That's what we have going on. It's a collusion, a cabal, and that's why it's up to us. We have to fight in all of those, and corporations, woke corporations. We have to fight in all of those arenas as well.
I mean, I just think back to like Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
I mean, Federal Reserve Act 1930, and we can go into like an hour-long podcast if we were going to talk about all these, these talking points here. But I mean, just a lot of stuff that's happened over the years that has taken our country downhill, and it's sad to see. But we need Americans like you. We need Americans like you, my viewers, and his viewers as well, that what's going on. We need to solve these problems. We need to get out there. You need to be engaged in the political process, and we have to get people in office that are going to support our constitutional republic. Not the ones that are going to cry, "Oh, we're a democracy." You should go back to school. That's my 2 cents on that. But we just need the right people in office. We need the right people to solve these problems.
Stand up now, or this country's gone.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to tell my viewers? Any shout out your handles if they don't know already?
If you want to follow us, obviously America's Voice .news. You can find all of our Law and Border and the other shows I do. Social media, mostly it's at Ben Berquam, BERGQUAM, and then my website, frontlineamerica.com.
And I'm sure I'll see you around at these events because
See you everywhere.
All right, my friend. Well, hey,
God bless you, brother.
Pleasure as always,
Thank
and
you,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We say Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we say Merry. Well, it's so funny enough, and I'll keep rolling when I'm saying this. So I was talking to one of my friends, and that I was interviewing here too. I said Merry Christmas, forgetting he was Jewish. So
that's okay. You know what? I have a lot of Jewish friends, and they have no problem with it.
Yeah.
They'll say Happy Hanukkah back to me. I say Merry Christmas. They say Happy Hanukkah. There's no issue with it. Nobody's offended except for the woke left, who are offended by everything. So don't worry about them.
No, he was just roasting me. He's like, my first name's Ari, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, Jewish name. Oops.
Yeah. No.
Last name was ambiguous.
Well, you tell me Happy Hanukkah, and then we're good.
Yeah. We don't. Yep. All right, my friend.
All right, man.
Thank you again.
Yep.